Thank you to Cricut for teaming up with me on today's video.
This is where I wanna be, nah, nah, nah. Never ever gonna leave, nah, nah, nah. You ain't gonna get it from me. I'm like, nah, 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 nah. This is where I wanna stay, nah, nah, nah. I could do this every day, nah, nah, nah. It don't matter what they say. I'm like, nah, 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 nah. Say, hey.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have so much planned for today. I've actually been sick a good portion of this last week, so whenever that happens, things kind of fall to the wayside, but I have some things that I want to do and some things that I have to do. But first, we are going to kind of start tackling the house. I really want to get it back in order and clean everything, so we're gonna first start with that. And then with the kids already being back in school, I really am wanting to make some fall DIYs. I'm not quite ready for fall, but I'm getting there. I think just having the kids back in school early has really kind of pushed me into that a little bit early this year. So I want to get those done, and I'm really excited to share those with you guys. And I also want to kind of stock our freezer. With the busyness of fall, I want to kind of prep our house a little bit more and work on some freezer crock pot meals. That way, when we have like a busy day or a busy week going on, I can just pull from those and we'll be good to go for dinner. So I'm gonna be sharing all of that with you guys today. So let's go ahead and jump on into it.
I wanna hear you say that you only want me.
Started to call, landing on Mars, bought a guitar, gonna go far, that's my life, that's our life. Plugged in my heart, showing the scars, naming the star, living in bars, that's my life, that's our life. And we're never gonna give it up, and we're never gonna turn it down. Yeah, we're never gonna give it up. Kiss up our legacy.
So on this day, I wanted to get my bedroom kind of set up and put together. I really just wanted to make my bed before going out into the rest of the home, just because I knew there was a lot I needed to tackle in the rest of our house, and so I wouldn't have time to come back into my bedroom and just make our bed. So before doing anything else, I wanted to make sure that I got our bed made. This is something I've told you guys about so many times. I don't know how many times I've said this, but it really does make such a huge difference to make your bed in the day. I actually have not been making my bed as often as I typically do, and I feel like I really have felt a big difference in like a lack of motivation and just not feeling as put together or driven during the day. It does make such a big difference. So if you have not already made your bed today, I would challenge you to go ahead and make it really quick. It will take less than 5 minutes and it will make a world of difference for you. And then once you're done with that, you can kind of see what you want to do with the rest of your day, but at least your bed is made. And if you either have already made your bed or you're going to go ahead and make your bed now, comment down below and let me know.
And we're never gonna give it up. Yeah, we're never gonna give it up. Kiss up our legacy. Kiss up our legacy. I met you in the sun, saw my plans come undone, 'cause I knew you were the one. So we, from Paris on one knee, with a letter and a ring, got married in the spring. And the day I met you, I think I met myself. I don't ever wanna be with anyone else. We got the kind of story that the stories would tell, different than I've ever felt. And I know we've got our whole lives, no ending this inside. But darling, all I wanna do is be with you. And I know we've got.
So I wanted to share something that happened the other day. I was talking to my friend and she was giving me a lot of sweet compliments. She was basically saying that I was so put together and I had everything under control and my home was so clean and just all of these sweet things. But in the end, she was kind of saying that she ended up feeling like she fell short compared to how she envisioned me being. And it's so funny because in that exact moment of her feeling that she was falling short in comparison to me, I was feeling the exact same thing, but flipped. I was looking into her life and I was looking at her day and just feeling like, man, she has everything together. Like, she is so put together. She always has a clean home. She always is like doing these amazing things with her kids. And look at me, I'm just like a mess over here. And so hearing her say that to me, that she was feeling that way, that she fell short, and it's like I turn around and I'm feeling the exact same way, it just really kind of made me see a little bit clearer that day. And it just reminded me that really, truly, we are all so much more similar than we ever realize. I feel like we always look at other people, whether it's family members or friends or people online or, you know, whoever it may be, and we end up comparing things and we just feel like we fall short. And in the end, we are all just human. We are all imperfect. And I can pretty much guarantee nobody ever has their life together. We all might have aspects of our life put together in certain points, but at the same time, when one thing is like totally good, something else is falling short, and that's just how life goes. It's just a balance of it all. But anyway, I share this just to remind you, please try not to compare yourself to anyone. Again, whether it's family or friends or someone online, it just does not matter. We are all in this together. We are all going through very similar things often. And we just all have our own struggles and our own shortcomings, and we also have our own strengths. So just know that you are not alone in this. You are doing incredible, and I guarantee you that there is someone out there looking at you thinking, man, she has it all together. And in the end, we are all just doing our best, and we are all doing a really great job. So pat yourself on the back today and just let yourself know that. Remind yourself that you are doing an incredible job and you are amazing.
Ending this inside, darling, all I wanna do is be with you tonight. Yeah, yeah, be with you tonight. Be with you tonight. Hey, yeah, with you tonight. Just be with you tonight. It's been a while since we felt the way we did back when we were dumb and younger. It's been a while since I looked into your eyes and saw starlight, bold bright colors. Yeah, when I'm down, when I'm dry, no one else. I would choose you over and over. I would choose you over and over. I would choose you over and over again, again. And after all we've been through, there's no one else for me but you. I would choose you over and over again, again. You are the real thing. Novel before the film, all the nuance, every letter. And you do things to me like they have never been done. A love like ours could last forever and ever. When I'm down, when
So if you followed me back when we lived in our Utah home, you know that I love fresh flowers and I love having them on our kitchen counter. I feel like it just adds so much life into a kitchen and it just makes it feel so bright in there. And I actually don't think I've had fresh flowers in our kitchen in our Arizona house yet. So whenever I was at the grocery store the other day, I just went ahead and picked up some, and I'm so excited to have them in our kitchen finally. But you guys will have to let me know if you have a favorite flower. Mine has always been carnations, just like my mom's. I love them. I think they're so pretty, and I also think they are such a good deal. So it's just a win all around. Now that everything is nice and clean, I do still want to do our floors and also clean our embarrassingly dirty back door. It is so messy, so I do still want to tackle those things and then of course share those meals with you guys. But before we get into all of that, I do want to go ahead and share my fall DIYs that I've been working on in my head. I have everything all planned out in my head, so I'm hoping that they turn out just as cute as I think they will, but let's go ahead and jump on into that.
I don't have much to say, I don't have much to do. I never had it in me, so I don't have much to lose. I don't know what.
So you guys have seen me do several projects with my Cricut over the past several months, and I always get questions about it whenever I show those. So in one of my recent videos, I had asked y'all if you would like a more in-depth tutorial on how to make some of the projects that I share, and it was an overwhelming yes. So today I figured I would share how I'm making these fall DIY projects with you. I'm also so excited to be teaming up with Cricut once again. You guys know I love my Cricut Explorer too, so being able to work with Cricut is always so fun for me. So to start out, I am gathering all the things I need. Of course, I need my Cricut maker along with my Cricut mat, some stencil vinyl, some chalk paint, and the wooden signs that I want to use. Now you can find various sizes of wooden signs at your local craft store, but another thing to keep in mind if you plan to paint your sign like I'm doing today, you can use old ones that you already have or ones that you've thrifted, or even one like I have here that was actually on clearance. That is a great way to save some money and still create something brand new. So to get started, I have a file that I drew up of some cute but simple pumpkins, and I will actually have these files over on my website linked in the description box below if you want to make the same ones, but you can really create whatever design you want. You can find tons of different ones on Etsy. Cricut also has tons on their Cricut design space, or you can just create your own as well. So once I had my design picked out, I am just going to add the file into Design Space. From there, I can resize it and custom fit to my specific signs, and then I just separate them out. Then once I have my design all set up, I will cut the stencil down to the size I need, stick it onto my cutting mat, and then you just load the mat into your Cricut machine by pressing the load button. And once it's all set up, then you press the start button and let the Cricut maker work its magic.
Give me all you got, dancing to the beat. Love is all we need. Give me all you got, dancing to the beat. Love is all we need.
Then once your design is cut, you can press the load button again to release the cutting mat. Then I like to flip over the cutting mat to pull off your vinyl sheet. And now one of my favorite parts, which is weeding the design. Weeding is just where you take off any of the excess vinyl, leaving just your design left. So when you're making signs, you can also just use regular Cricut vinyl if you're not wanting to paint your signs. And in that case, you would simply cut your vinyl, weed it like I'm doing here, and then add your transfer tape and stick it right onto your sign. But for these DIYs, I wanted to give it a little more of a natural look with the stencil and chalk paint. So once you have everything weeded, you will add transfer tape onto the top of your stencil, and it's ready to get added onto your project. So since I wanted to paint the backgrounds of my signs to make them cohesive, I am just going to do that now, and I am just using some chalk paint from Hobby Lobby and Walmart in some neutral fall tones. Chalk paint is one of my favorites to use because it goes onto most surfaces super easily, and it's also very forgiving. Then once I have the base of my signs painted and they've dried, I can place my stencil onto the sign where I want, press it flat onto the sign, and pull away the transfer tape. Then you are left with a stencil that's pressed down, and you can go ahead and start painting your design. My biggest tip with this is to not overpaint it. You want to get just enough paint, not too much, and then lightly dab it over the stencil. Then once it's mostly dry, I slowly peel up the stencil and voila, you have a custom sign that was designed perfectly to match your home and decor style. Like I said, I will have these design templates linked in the description box below and also over on my website. And if you've been wanting to get a Cricut but feeling a bit overwhelmed about it, I hope this tutorial can help you just feel a little bit more confident in it. It really is more simple than it seems, and I just love all of the different projects and DIYs that you can make with it. Also, with the seasons and holidays coming up, you can totally make gifts or decor or just organize your home a bit more with Cricut, so the options are endless. If you're wanting to get a Cricut maker, I will have a link down below so you can go ahead and check it out. But oh my gosh, I was just so impressed with how these signs turned out. I love them so much and it's getting me super excited to decorate for fall. Let me know in the comments if you're ready to decorate for fall or if you're still waiting a little bit longer. I am not quite ready, but with the boys already being back in school for a few weeks, I'm getting very, very close, and I just cannot wait to decorate our new home and just see how everything turns out for the cozy fall season.
Give me all you got, dancing to the beat. Love is all we need. Give me all you got, dancing to the beat. Love is all we need. I don't know where to stay, I don't know where to go. I'm going round in circles and the days are moving slow. I don't know what to fake, I don't know what to show, but I really, really love you. I will never let you go. Just keep on breathing, it's a funny feeling. You're the one that makes it all alright. Give me all you got, dancing to the beat.
So it's the next day, and I still have a few more things that I want to get cleaned, and I also still want to share those recipes with you guys and get our freezer a little bit stocked for the busy fall time. So I've done this before where I'm like, let's go ahead and just start cooking, and then as soon as I'm done cooking, I do not feel like doing my floors. I've usually talked myself out of it by then. So before we do all the recipes and share all of that, I'm just gonna go ahead and knock out these few last chores that I wanna do. I do wanna get some laundry going, and then also, I told you guys I would share our dirty, dirty door. You can't even see right here. I'll show you some up close shots, but it is disgusting. And then also, I really want to mop our floors. So let's go ahead and get all of that out of the way, and then we'll jump into the kitchen and get some good things cooking. Also, before we get going, I did want to share a little update on a hack that I had shared in a previous video. So if you saw, I don't remember which one it is, I'll put it up on the screen, but if you saw that video where I shared this hack, what we are doing is we are putting all of our boys' socks like right into this drawer. They all wear the same size socks, so it works great. And basically we have all their clean socks put in here, and they put their shoes away from coming home from school. I have this little sock bin, like a dirty sock bin, so then they put all their dirty socks right in here, and it's worked out really great. But one thing that I had heard from a few of you guys in the comments was to go ahead and get like a little mesh laundry bag, and then I could just stick all the socks in there, wash it, and then basically you don't have to sort any socks, and I bring them back all out. So I have not done this yet, but I took your advice and I'm doing this. So I'm gonna go ahead and just add all these socks into my mesh bag, and then that way I can wash it with any load without having to then go back through and like resort the socks, and then I can add them to the drawer. So I just wanted to share that I really appreciate that hack or tip that a lot of you guys gave, and I'm excited to make our life just a little bit easier.
Feeling in my bones, I can feel it in my veins. Hands in the sky, I can feel the winds of change. You live and you learn, and I hope I've seen enough to make something right and make up for what I've lost.
So we have been kind of getting into some new routines with having the boys back at school, but one thing that is still part of our routine is our boys will put away their own clothes. Sometimes I'll help them with this, but a lot of times they just kind of take care of that themselves. So here I'm just setting all of their clean clothes on their bed so that when they get home from school, they can go ahead and just put those away into their drawers.
Want you to make my heart feel as much as I know it should. Things turn around, didn't ever think they could. I'm done with the bad, I need a little bit of good. Settled in the world, like everything is new. Stepped on a path that led me straight to you.
It's honestly embarrassing showing how dirty that back window was. I've been seeing it for like the last week or so and just seeing how gross and dirty it is, and I just have not gotten around to actually going ahead and cleaning it. I feel like a lot of the mess has to do with, one, we have kids, also we have a dog, and then we've also been having tons of rain and monsoons during the monsoon season here in Arizona. So all of that combined has equaled a very, very, very dirty back door. But all I'm using to clean this is just water and my e-cloths. So I'm just using a wet general purpose e-cloth, and then to dry it I'm using the e-cloth Window Genie. This is my favorite way to clean windows. It works so incredibly well, and I love that it doesn't leave any streaks and it only uses water. So it's super, super simple, but it works like a charm.
Have it all, it's just a state of mind. No matter what they say, you know you're always right. You got a heart of gold, the moon is on your side. No matter where you go, you're always in the light. Always in the light. Don't you know you're not alone? Won't you come into my life, into my life? Don't you know you're not alone? Won't you come into my life, into my life, into my life? Oh, into my life. You know you have it all, it's just a way of life. No matter what they say, you know at least you tried. You are my universe, you are my space and time. Whatever comes around, you're always on my mind. Always on my mind. Don't you know you're not alone? Won't you come into my life, into my life? Don't you know you're not alone? Won't you come into my life, into my life, into my life?
So in a few of my recent videos, we added this new desert picture in our dining room with all of the cactus. We also changed out the light fixtures in here, and every time I walk into our dining room or kitchen and see that, it just reminds me of all the things that we've changed up in the house already, and it makes me just feel so grateful seeing all of the changes that we've made and just feeling how homey this house is feeling for our family. I'm just so excited to be here in Arizona. I still cannot believe that we live here, and it's only been 3 months. We have done a lot to the house already, but there is so much more that we have planned. So I am so excited to continue to share our journey with you guys and just share all of the DIYs and all of the projects that we have. There is definitely an endless running list right now of all the things we want to do, but of course I'm going to take you guys along with us the entire way. Okay, now that we have all of the cleaning behind us, we are gonna start working on those crock pot freezer meals. So the first one that I'm gonna share with you guys is a salsa verde chicken. The next one is going to be crock pot carnitas. And then the third one is going to be delicious crock pot fajitas, like a beef fajitas. These are all things that you could just make the same day and pop them into your crock pot. Or if you wanna do like I'm doing, you can go ahead and prepare them ahead of time, pop them in the freezer, and then whenever you're ready for them, you can just like take them out, put them in the fridge and thaw them, or you can put them straight into your crock pot. So I will have recipe cards for everything as usual, so you can go ahead and just screenshot that, print them out, or save them to your phone or whatever, or Pinterest. But that way you can have the recipe nice and convenient and just refer back to it when needed. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the cooking.
Yours here right now, the kind of night we dream about.
So the first recipe is salsa verde chicken, and the first thing that you're going to do is chop your onion and mince your garlic and then set that aside. Next, you're going to add in your chicken breast, and you can either use fresh or frozen. It doesn't really make a difference. Just whatever you have on hand will be great. And then you're going to add in all of the remaining ingredients into your slow cooker. So that is 4 to 5 chicken breasts, again, fresh or frozen, half an onion chopped, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, and a 16-ounce jar of salsa verde. Now, like I had said, I am making this as a freezer meal, so I'm just adding everything into my freezer bag and removing as much air as possible, and then I'm going to freeze it until I'm ready to cook. And then whenever I'm ready to cook this meal, I'm just going to either defrost it in the fridge the night before, or if I forget, which is what happens more often than not, I usually just pour a little warm water on the outside of the frozen meal, and that just kind of helps everything release from the bag easily, and then you can add it into your slow cooker and cook as usual. So once you're ready to cook it in your slow cooker, you're going to add everything into the slow cooker, put on the lid, and cook on high for 3 to 4 hours or on low for 6 to 8 hours. We love to enjoy this in tacos, burrito bowls, over a salad, or in quesadillas. This one is just good pretty much however you eat it. It's so delicious and super moist. The next recipe is for slow cooker carnitas, and this one is another super quick and easy one with almost no prep. So all you're gonna do to start out is slice your onion and set that aside, and then you're going to add in your pork roast along with all the remaining ingredients, which are sliced onions, minced garlic, 1 tablespoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of paprika, and then 2 to 3 bay leaves. And when I'm just making this the day of, that's all I'll do. But if I'm making this as a freezer meal like I am today, I will add just 1 cup of broth. I just feel like it freezes a little bit nicer that way, but that's totally optional. And then when you're ready to cook this, you're going to put this in your crock pot, put on the lid, and cook on low for 12 to 18 hours. It will taste so incredible when you cook it low and slow like this. And then once cooked, you just shred the pork, remove the bay leaves, and serve. This is another one that's very, very versatile. So we love to serve this in different dishes like burritos with rice and tacos and quesadillas with cauliflower rice. Just there are so many options. But again, this is such a versatile dish. I actually made this with beef the other day and I loved that too, almost even more. So you could definitely make this recipe with pork or beef. It would just be either carnitas or barbacoa.
I'm in love. Don't care who knows about it. Can't get enough. No, I can't do without you. Spending all my time thinking about you. I think I gotta rush on ya. Yep, I gotta rush on ya. Say goodbye.
All right, this last recipe is for slow cooker beef fajitas. This one is perfect because you can get several different cuts of meat, especially if you can find them on sale. And because you're putting them into the slow cooker, they are going to turn out so tender. So the first thing that you're gonna do is slice up all of your produce, which is onions, bell peppers, mince your garlic, and then set all of that aside. And then next you're going to slice your beef roast into thin strips. My biggest tip with this is make sure that you're slicing against the grain, and that will make it so it's not chewy. And instead, it will be very tender. Then once you're ready to cook, you're going to add all of your ingredients into your slow cooker, which is 1 beef roast, 1 sliced onion, 3 to 4 sliced bell peppers, 1 tablespoon of garlic minced, 1 tablespoon of chili powder, 1 tablespoon of cumin, and 1 teaspoon of paprika. And then I also like to add in the juice of 1 lime. And again, if you're including this as a freezer meal, I do like to include 1 cup of broth. But if you were just making this the day of, you definitely don't need to do that. Then you're just going to put on the lid and cook on high for 3 to 4 hours or on low for 6 to 8 hours. Then once it's all cooked, you can serve this alongside some tortillas, rice, cauliflower rice, or even on top of salad for a lighter meal. Again, any way you serve this, it's going to be a hit. It is so delicious and super simple.
Time, think I gotta rush on ya. Yep, I gotta rush on ya. The glimmer in your eyes gets me every time. Every time. Shines so bright, it leaves me blind. Leaves me blind. I could lose myself inside your mind, but your heart is where I find it.
So that is everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed just kind of seeing a little bit of everything. You got some cleaning motivation, some recipe ideas, and also some DIY project inspiration. I did want to remind you guys to make sure to check out the link in my description box for Cricut. If you don't already have a Cricut maker and you've been thinking about it, I definitely would suggest trying it out. They are so incredibly versatile and you guys just will love it as much as I do. And as always, thank you so much for being here and being a part of this amazing community. I hope you guys have the most amazing day. Do not forget to subscribe down below if you are not already and join the family. And I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.